Hello, mortal. I have returned for a new tale. But before anything, if you haven't yet witnessed the tale, The Dark History of the Steam Engine, from Papin to the Industrial Revolution, go take a look. Before we dive into the continuation of this proud and unique saga, let us briefly revisit the previous chapter, so you forgetful mortals may remember. In the previous tale, Denis Papin, with the creation of the first steam engine, began this story. Then came another mortal, Thomas Newcomen, who improved steam engines by building steam-powered pumps. And finally, it was James Watt who perfected the steam engine and sparked the Industrial Revolution. Later, another mortal brought about a new revolution by building an important device, Nikolaus Otto, a German engineer, who laid the foundation of the first four-stroke internal combustion engine. In 1876, he built the first practical model of this engine, an engine that operated in 4 stages: intake, compression, combustion, exhaust. Everything began after Nikolaus Otto breathed the spirit of the four-stroke into the body of metal, a beginning for internal combustion. In the 1860s, a brilliant inventor of Belgian origin created the first primitive version of the two-stroke engine based on internal gas combustion. His name was Etienne Lenoir. But this design was still a young seedling with a long road ahead toward maturity, until the evolution was brought forth by another mortal, Dugald Clerk. In 1879, he presented the first practical two-stroke gas-powered engine, which had various valves and a complex structure, highlighting the need for simplification. Eventually, it was Joseph Day, an English engineer, who carried out that simplification. In 1894, he developed a more modern system for gasoline two-stroke engines. He introduced the mixture of fuel and air via the piston into the crankshaft, and simplified ports replaced the earlier complexity. This engine had fewer parts compared to the four-stroke engine. Components such as cylinder, a cylindrical chamber in which the piston moves back and forth; piston, a moving component inside the cylinder that transmits force; crankshaft, converts the piston's linear motion into rotational motion; crankcase, a housing beneath the cylinder where the crankshaft sits. In two-stroke engines, it also acts as a compression chamber for the air-fuel mixture; intake and exhaust ports, openings in the cylinder walls used for the entry of fuel-air mixture and exit of burnt gases, respectively; spark plug, the component that ignites the air-fuel mixture. As you can see, the operation of this engine was in 2 stages. 1. When the piston moves from bottom dead center to top dead center, the intake and exhaust ports are closed by the piston. The air-fuel mixture gets trapped above the piston, compressed, while simultaneously, a vacuum is created in the crankcase by the piston's movement. The intake port opens, and fresh mixture is drawn into the crank. 2. The force of the explosion sends the piston back down, creating pressure in the crankcase. When the piston reaches the bottom again, the intake and exhaust ports open, and the pressure sends the fresh mixture into the cylinder, completing a full rotation of the crankshaft, and the burnt gases escape through their ports. Joseph Day's design doubled the power-to-weight ratio compared to the four-stroke engine. But, mortal, no invention is flawless. The two-stroke engine was powerful, but required lubrication. Yet, since the oil entered through the intake port with the mixture, it wasn't possible to store oil in the crankcase. Thus, they were forced to mix the oil and gasoline in a 1:50 ratio, so that the fuel, oil, and air would mix and circulate through the crankcase and cylinder, enabling automatic lubrication, which eventually caused both the oil and gasoline to burn together, leading to massive pollution. Your modern-day standards, O mortals, cruelly banished the two-stroke from large vehicles and heavy motorcycles. It now lingers only in the shadows, in garden tools and small motors. I believe this tale has reached its end. For the next tale, Prepare for the diesel revolution. I shall return.